President Trump has signed the $900 billion COVID relief package and its companion $1.4 trillion federal spending bill. His signature came on December 27th, almost a full week after these bills had passed the U.S. Congress. And after a little bit of drama, the president refused to sign it first, saying that this bill was a disgrace. He didn't like some of the provisions included. These were negotiated provisions. Nobody was entirely happy with the way that they came out, but that's what happens when you have an omnibus stimulus package of this size. There were a lot of compromises that went into it, and we'll talk about what comes next in just a few minutes. But the signature on the bill was important because we had some deadlines coming up, some deadlines that had been established in earlier legislation, like the CARES Act. Some of these deadlines were some of the unemployment benefits were coming to an end. The eviction moratorium was coming to its deadline. In order to extend these, understanding that people are still feeling the full effect of the COVID pandemic, this legislation was necessary. So the signature came, and now we have the stimulus package. The first thing that's included, some checks. This was actually one of the sticking points for the president. He wanted more money to go out to the American people, in line with what the House Democrats were asking for. At the end of the day, the bill does call for $600 per person in a stimulus check. This is based on your household income, how much money per person is being made in that household. It looks like $600 per person and $600 per dependent child. Like we said, this was one of the sticking points, but ultimately the president did sign this portion of the bill. One of the other sticking points was foreign aid. He didn't think this should be included in the bill, even though it had been inserted by his own White House. So lots of last minute drama about provisions of this bill. Let's talk about what else was included. Like we already mentioned, an extension of the unemployment benefits that were pandemic related. Those will continue now. There's also an enhanced unemployment benefit, about $300 a week, that continues until mid-March. That was included as well. An extension of that eviction moratorium that was set to expire on December 31st, that will be continued at least until the end of January, and some more food assistance money included in the bill. Also, another surprise, which was to tackle surprise medical bills. The U.S. Congress has been playing around with ways to tackle surprise medical bills for over 2 years. Legislative language finally made it into this COVID relief bill that eliminates most types of surprise medical bills. Not all, but it starts chipping away at those surprise bills that consumers were facing. Also included was a lot more money to purchase and distribute COVID vaccines. So what's next? Well, there may be a gap in those unemployment benefits. Like we said, that timeline for when they were going to expire happened just before the president's signature, which could mean a small gap before they can be issued again. They are retroactive, so people should not lose out on money, but the timeline was thrown out of whack because of the delay in the president's signature. Also, watch for those stimulus checks. Like we said, $600 per person, likely to come in the new year. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin originally had said they thought they could start issuing the checks before the end of December. That was expecting that the president's signature would have come a week earlier than it ultimately did. So start watching for checks to come in the same manner they were received the last time. If you got a stimulus check by direct deposit or by paper check the first time around after the CARES Act, then that's probably the same manner you're going to receive your second stimulus check. And watch for more relief legislation. The House has already said they want to include more language, put it in front of the new president, President Biden, after his inauguration on January 20th. In the description below, we gave you a little bit more reading on that stimulus bill, what it looks like now that it's law, and you can read the full 5,500 pages if you want. We link to that in the description below.